Good afternoon, sir.
You are Ananya?
Yes.
Please come. Ananya, please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
How do you find today?
Good, sir. Thank you.
Good, very good.
Yes.
Karol Bagh is good.
Yes, sir.
You are in Delhi only,
Yes, sir.
but you are an environmental engineer.
Sir.
So you must be knowing, you must have some idea how Delhi can be made environmentally friendly. What are the things you would like to do for Delhi?
So the top concerns of Delhi are with regard to air pollution, waste management, and the Yamuna pollution. So,
Yes.
So I would go about tackling each one of them individually. For the air pollution, I would go for a more comprehensive policy where there is intergovernmental discussions with all the state governments, as well as looking into the vehicular pollution and the construction and demolition waste pollution which happens and adds to the air pollution of Delhi. So regarding waste management, I would encourage more segregation, proper collection, and then disposal, which would again have a few parts to it, such as recycling could be different, compostable waste could be segregated, and so on, sir. And with Yamuna, sir, I would go for again a comprehensive approach where the entire river catchment area would be something which I would work on by promoting sewage treatment plants, effluent treatment plants, checking if there's an interception of drainage which is happening, and further, sir, promoting organic farming in and around the Yamuna catchment area.
Yeah, beautification of Delhi. After doing all these, you should see more green building, more sustainable development, parks, greenery, right? That would be great. Then coming to public administration, our Prime Minister says, Sabke Saath Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas. What do you know about these slogan? Why we want this kind of slogan in public administration?
So, this slogan in a way promotes good governance, which has objectives of participative governance, that is Sabka Saath. Then Sabka Vikas would imply an inclusive governance where no one is left behind and there is last mile delivery. And Sabka Vishwas is building trust with the people and promoting more public service oriented form of government.
A democratic government should take the people in the decision making process and so that they find they are in it, right? So another slogan is less government and more governance. Do you think that is happening? Less government and more governance? Let us talk about any scheme you like. Let us say project management. Is it less government or more governance?
So, by less government, it implies that it is a smaller, that is right size of government, which is more efficient as well.
Yes.
So, if we see from project management, sir, for example, the initiative of PM Gati Shakti, which talks about a comprehensive approach and a more coordination between different ministries and departments for a particular project. For instance, getting faster clearances and monitoring. So I believe that is a showcase of...
It is basically ease of doing business. Less government means less bureaucratic, more people friendly, right?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Then we will talk about something about CSR consultant. 2013 Company Act brought in CSR.
Yes, sir.
What do you know about corporate social responsibility?
So corporate social responsibility is mandated of certain companies which have a...
Which are those companies? What are the criteria?
So the criteria is of three kind. The turnover should be more than 1,000 crores. The net worth should be more than 500 crores, or the profit could be more than 5 crores. So if either of these is met by a company, then it has to take certain CSR projects, which could be either related to environmental sustainability or social inclusion, promoting education, healthcare, or so on, sir.
We have mandated it, though it is socially responsible, corporates should be responsible for doing it. Why we need to mandate? Because why corporates need to be mandated? Last question.
Sir, though it should come from within, there have been a lack which was seen from all sort of corporate sectors. There were still certain projects which were related to environment and sustainability. However, there was no unison in the corporate sector where they were all doing a certain project. So perhaps it was for that concern.
Shareholders want only profit. They are profit maximization is their goal.
Yes, sir.
So they have to be mandated.
Yes, thank you, sir. Sorry.
Oh, your salary is 1,33,333. Any lucky number? Just 3.
No, sir. It is actually quarterly. So it is a quarterly salary that I get in consultancy. So it was divided and
It divided.
yes, sir. So when I divided the quarterly salary, it came like that,
But
sir.
it is much better than the government salary which you will get up to joining the government service. You will get only half the salary in the government. Why you want to leave this? This is CSR work is a very good work. You are doing social work.
So I believe I would get a broader canvas to make change when I come into administration. Though CSR is a work which is very dear to me, sir, as I'm taking over the environmental aspect of it. But I feel as an administrator, I will be able to make more meaningful change.
Okay, see, your DAP says interest in value investment in equity market. How do you identify a stock which is a value stock and how is it different than the growth stocks?
So, as a value investor, I look on the fundamental aspects of a stock. If its PE ratio is, say, less than 20, then it is made an assumption by value investors that its intrinsic value is more than the current market value. Thus, we then choose on investing such stock if it fulfills the other criteria, such as its debt is low, it has good growth potential, the discounted cash flows are high, and thus we choose for value investing. On the other hand, so growth companies might have a different fundamentals, and their investment is more based on how the company is performing, how the profit ratios are, and so on, sir.
You see, if the company is value stock, nobody is giving the value it deserves, then there is something wrong with the stock. It's not only you who are watching. There are so many experts sitting there. They don't want to give the PE more than some companies quoting at the PE of more than 100, and some companies are quoting a PE of single digit. So there is something wrong with the company. How value investing will work if it does not gives you the profit?
So I'm remembering a quote which was said by Benjamin Graham, who is known as the father of value investing. He said that in short term, stock market acts as a voting machine, and in long term it becomes a weighing machine. So value investors look from a long term perspective. So maybe in short term there is a particular reason why the entire market is not choosing that stock. But over long term, it's an expectation that it would come to its true value, sir.
Do you agree that we are coming at a level in the stock market which is very close to bubble as far as small cap value is concerned? Because they have run up even many stocks. Are we reaching near the bubble stage?
So the same was pointed out by the SEBI chairperson also recently. However, sir, I believe that yes, there might be certain stocks which have exponentially grown in the past few months, but an entire bubble for a small or mid cap is something which I personally do not think is true. Though yes, there are certain stocks which are much overvalued at this point.
Okay, see, your parents are in government service, income tax. But tell me, what is the tax base of our country?
So as per the latest data, there were around 8 crores ITR filing, and the exact income tax payers are around 6 crores.
6 crore.
So from what I recall reading.
No, it is not 6 crore. It is something in the vicinity of 2 crores, less than 2 crores.
So I will definitely check that if I'm mistaken. I'm sorry, sir.
If I presume it is 2 crore, it is only 1.5% of the population. Now, tell me the steps which should be taken to increase the tax base. It is definitely not the true figure because only 1.5% persons have the income which is taxable. But many people are not paying. How to improve that?
So I believe the first step could be formalization of the economy. In some way, we are able to formalize and digitize all the transactions that happen. So that way, the black money aspect would come into the real economy. And so secondly, if the compliance becomes easier further easy and the refunds become faster as they have already started, I believe more and more people will be encouraged to file their ITRs and then pay the income tax. So these are few steps that are coming to
If
my
I
mind.
say there is no incentive to pay tax, one of the famous entrepreneurs, very big entrepreneur, a startup culture's postal boy, he said, income tax payment is here like a charity. You pay income tax, you don't get any direct benefit out of it. If you incentivize somehow, say if I go to AIMS, there is a queue. I have to wait for 2 hours to consult a doctor. If there is a separate queue for taxpayers, some things like symbolic things to be done, so that other people are encouraged to pay taxes. There is no incentive to pay tax. That is my point. How can we incentivize and encourage the people to pay the taxes?
So there was a similar suggestion by the economic survey in the past, which said when there's an infrastructure activity happening, the boards can say that your tax money is at work. Yes.
All advertisement doesn't make any difference. They put holdings and people just read about it.
No. Or
Yes. Practical life.
Yes, sir. So there were also suggestions such as a VIP line at airports or a different line at road lanes for toll tax, or naming roads after them, or something of that sort for the highest taxpayer for a decade or something. So I believe in that way there would be an incentivization towards through recognition of the taxpayer, and it would make them pay more tax and agree to the duty, the basic duty, which is paying tax.
Okay, Ananya, so how are you keeping? You had your lunch today?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what did you have for lunch?
Sir, dal chawal.
Okay, good. So I hope you're energetic and active, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So Ananya, let's go back home, and now that you're an environment engineer, so tell me 5 things which are adding to the heat in our houses.
Within our houses, sir.
Yeah, in our houses. Each one of us is contributing to global warming. It's not only the greenhouse
Yes.
gases. We are all producers of it.
Yes, sir.
So tell me 5 things at home. It is adding to heat.
Yes, sir. So the electricity that we consume increases the greenhouse emissions. Then, sir, the vehicular movement, the garbage or the waste that is generated, if it is not properly segregated and managed, then it would also lead to methane emissions. So, fourthly, the food that we consume, if it's milk, then it comes from cattle, which again are methane emitters. So these are some few things.
When I look at the garbage, I put my thermometer, I find there's no increase, but there are certain activities at home where I put a thermometer, I see there's immediate increase in temperature. look at these things. Okay? And you'll take a look at it, then you'll get an answer to it. Okay, so tell me, we've been talking of a lot of problems in environment, and when we go bust crackers in Delhi, the Delhi environment gets polluted. Now Russia, Ukraine are fighting for last 2 years, and the amount of ammunition they are using is not funny. Is environment is not getting impacted? Is pollution not there?
So there have been concerns raised about the same, that it is leading to some extreme emissions which are coming from the production as well as usage of the ammunition.
Is it catalogued anywhere?
So I've just read newspaper reports. I will have to check if it is catalogued in a particular
Is some climate
site.
organization which is looking after climate change in UN? Are they commenting on it?
So I will read about it. So,
Take a look at it so you get a good idea about it.
so
Okay, so tell me 5 good takeaways from G20.
So the Delhi Declaration incorporated the African Union,
1,
the India-Middle East Economic Corridor,
2,
so the Biofuel Alliance,
3,
so then passing of the agreement on the entire Delhi Declaration, removing finding a consensus with Ukraine and Russia, both the Western world and the Russia, to come to a declaration. These are some things that are coming to my mind. So,
Okay, so you heard of Chanakya and his Mandala theory.
so,
When we look at Chanakya and Mandala theory, how should we deal with Pakistan? What's your take on it?
So, as per Chanakya, our neighbors are our enemies and neighbors' neighbor are our friends. However, sir, I believe that to deal with Pakistan, we need to establish diplomacy and dialogue only after they take care of the terrorism which originates within the Pakistan boundaries. So, as it has been mentioned by the government that talks and terror cannot go hand in hand, thus, though diplomacy and dialogue is the ultimate solution, it has to come from the Pakistan.
So what is Chanakya telling? I'm just asking. Chanakya, Mandala and Pakistan. So you say we get a good, happy Pakistan because it will listen to us. Okay, that's your take. I leave it over there. So I'll not debate on that. So let me bring out the last question. Have you heard of OIC?
Yes.
What is it? Organization of?
Islamic countries.
Okay. It's cooperation actually.
Okay.
There are 53 Islamic countries. India is the second largest Islamic country in the world.
So,
Our Muslim population is more than the population of Pakistan. Why are we not in OIC? Is there a path habit in OIC that they are looking at our Muslims with a jaundiced eye?
So I will have to read a bit more on the exact reasons. I believe that there has been certain, not discrimination per se, but not involvement in OIC. But so we have been cooperating with various Muslim countries and try to enhance the place of our Muslim population as well globally.
Okay, I enjoyed interacting with you, Ananya.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Sir will ask you.
Ananya, so how are you today? When is your interview?
So 28th March.
28th March. So your preparations are going good? Ready to face the board? Good. You mentioned Tabata training. What is Tabata training?
So, Tabata training is a type.
Tabata, okay.
Yes, sir. It's a type of high intensity interval training where there is a set of 8 cycles of 20 seconds exercise and 10 seconds of rest.
These are aerobics exercises or
So it's an anaerobic.
anaerobic exercises? Okay, all right. Now, since past 2 days, Israel and Hamas again are in the news. And every day situation is changing. What are the recent updates in the Israel-Hamas conflict?
So what I recall from the newspapers is that initially there was a talk to bring initial peace or
Ceasefire.
ceasefire, yes,
Okay.
sorry, ceasefire for the Ramzan period.
Okay.
However, the Israel did not agree with it, and thus the fighting continues. And there is also concerns that Israel would attack the last peaceful region within the Gaza Strip.
Rafah,
Yes,
which they have already attacked.
yes. Okay, so I didn't see
But,
that. I'm
talks
sorry.
are also going on in Qatar.
Sure.
But over the past week or so, serious differences seem to be emerging between USA and Israel. Otherwise, USA used to support Israel. What are these differences about? What does the US want and Israel is not agreeing to?
So I will read a bit more
Yeah,
about
right.
it.
Okay,
I'm
all right.
sorry, I'm unaware.
But USA, Israel are in partnership with India in some important connectivity initiatives and some groupings. Can you tell me about what these groupings or initiatives are?
So one is I2U2,
Okay.
which is Israel, India, USA and UAE.
Okay.
The other one is about the rail connectivity through Middle East for the
Multimodal
Yes,
connectivity.
the multimodal connectivity.
Connectivity. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Both of them face some problems because of the Israel-Hamas conflict. Why do they face this problem?
There are concerns about India-Middle East corridor as the Arab states, which were also part of
Yes.
the deal, have said that till the fight is going on, they would not go ahead with it.
Until there is a solution to the Palestinian issue now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, which is actually a hardening of their position compared to earlier. Now, we also see that South Africa has taken Israel to the International Court of Justice. Under what international law or convention have they taken Israel to court?
So I've read about it. So Geneva Convention.
Genocide Convention, the
Genocide
International
Convention.
Genocide Convention. They accuse Israel of genocide.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But in the meantime, Brazil made some statements on Israel, following which Israel has declared the Brazil president himself as a persona non grata. Do you know what is persona non grata?
So it's a diplomatic term where the person is. I'll read about it, sir.
okay,
I
all
would
right,
not
no
guess
problem.
it. I'm sorry, sir.
But I mentioned Brazil. With Brazil also we have very good relations and we are part of some important multilateral groups.
Yes.
Can you tell me about which some of these groups?
So BRICS
BRICS, okay.
and so also G20. Brazil is
okay,
the current
good,
president
good.
as well.
Yes. Okay, and IPSA is there. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I forgot.
Now, BRICS suddenly is in the news and many countries have joined it recently and some more want to join it. What is the attractiveness of BRICS for developing countries? In just 2 or 3 sentences, why is it attractive?
So developing countries see it more as a grouping of their interests, where there are two competing, if I may say, voices of global South, India and China, both trying to take the lead, and thus they feel that it's a bit moving away from the coercive geopolitics of the West and the developed nations to find a common ground.
Oh, thank you.